Hi, my name is Anne and welcome to my channel Lilacs and Lilies. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about pronouns, particularly when we're speaking about one person and how we can use they, them as a singular person option. So if that sounds interesting for you, go ahead and stick around and we will get started with our first definition, which is pronoun. So pronoun is a word that is able to substitute for a noun or a noun phrase. When we think about noun, we think about maybe a city or a person's name or a job title or something like that. Pronouns can be used for both singular, so one, or plural groups, which is more than one. Our main pronouns that we use in English are I or me, you, she, her, he, him, it, we, us, they, them, and you and you. So these are all different ones that we use. However, when we look in general, we have our singular ones, which is I, you, he, she, and usually we have it. It is used for more inanimate objects, or it's less personalized. So when we're talking about people, we tend to use he or she when we're talking about one singular person. That's not me or you. However, we do have a third option, and this is they, them, when we're talking about one person. This may feel a little bit confusing, but it is one that we use in English when we're not sure of the gender of the person, or if the gender is not important, where it's just a general human, or when it is someone's pronouns that they would like to be called they, them when we're using their pronouns. So let's look at our first way that we can use it where we don't know the gender of that person. So we may have a situation where I have a new job and there's a new person coming in with me, and I'm not sure if that is a man or a woman or anyone really. It's just a human is coming in with me, and I'm not sure which pronouns to use. I may use they, them to describe that person. So I could ask, are they here yet? Did the new person come in yet? Right? Are they here yet? Or we could look at something like, we are looking for someone who has experience in technology and they are interested in human resources. Right? We're talking about someone or somebody. We don't really know which pronoun, so they, them works well as our kind of neutral. We also may see it in general with a situation like I have a restaurant and we have a wallet was left at the bar. I could say, did someone leave their wallet at the bar? Is there a number in the wallet that we could use to call them and let them know? Both of these options are something where we don't know, or it's not particularly important. We just know that there's a new employee or there's a lost wallet, right? Our next situation might be a baby. So I know that everyone has been in a situation where they see a baby. We don't always know if it's a boy or a girl. Now, this is not particularly important for me. I think babies are cute, but it may be important for that person or the parent to identify whether that child is a boy or a girl, and we can use them to just describe the baby if we're not sure. I might say, they're so cute. What's their name? How old are they? We can use they, them to work for either one. We just want to know about the baby. Our next one would be similar to this, but with pets, particularly with dogs or cats, where they're more a part of the family, so we may not call them it. That's not very common to do. So we might talk about someone's dog or someone's cat or maybe someone's rabbit. We can have that they, them if we're not sure if it's a boy or a girl or if it particularly matters. We could say they are very active. They love to sit in the window, right? Instead of Fluffy loves to sit in the window, we could say they love to sit in the window. So these are a few of the options where we could use they, them as kind of a neutral if we're unsure or if it's not particularly relevant. Our last option is someone who is non-binary or someone who is transgender or someone who simply feels comfortable being identified with they, them pronouns. Everyone is able to choose what pronouns fit best for them. So as a cisgender woman, I feel okay with she, her pronouns. That feels really good for me. However, there may be other people who identify with he, him pronouns. This may be because they identify as a cisgender man or as a transgender man, or maybe as someone who is non-binary but prefers masculine pronouns. There are many different options why they, them, or he, him, or she, her may feel comfortable for that person, and we simply want to respect those. If you're unsure of what these different words are that I'm talking about with cisgender or transgender or non-binary or genderqueer, you're welcome to go ahead and check out my other videos that I have. I'll put them up here about gender and how we have these different genders and how incredible they are and how we can best identify with others and to be as respectful as possible. So these pronouns are ones that we remember. If I say, hi, my name is Anne and my pronouns are she, her, you would be able to use she, her for me. But maybe we have someone named Charlie and Charlie prefers they, them. I could say, Charlie is such an awesome friend. They always call me on my birthday and I love to go with them to the movies. We're able to use those two pronouns in the same way that we would talk about Caroline. Caroline may identify with she, her, hers pronouns. So we'd have, I love being friends with Caroline. She is so kind and I always talk to her when I feel sad and I want to feel happy. Our last one may be Jonah. So Jonah uses he, him pronouns. We could talk about him saying, Jonah is such an awesome person. He really loves to read and I always like discussing books that he's reading with him. These are all different ways that we would be able to speak about other people, and we simply want to make sure that when they tell you what their pronouns are, we use those in the best way possible. What might happen if someone who uses they, them pronouns, when we make a mistake, that is going to happen, right? We're not all perfect. However, what we want to make sure that we do is we simply apologize and correct it quickly. Just make sure that if I said, Charlie is a really nice person and I really like talking to him, talking to them about the different books that they are reading. It happens. They, them is a very strange thing, I think, for many because they, them is seen as only a plural usage. However, we do have in English this singular usage, and it's really helpful and very important to understand how we can use it to be able to be more inclusive and to make sure that we are able to communicate in the best way possible. So I hope that this was helpful for you. I would love to see some maybe example sentences down below if you want to give it a try. And if you have any other questions about singular pronouns in particular, I would love to be able to hear about those and will do my best to answer. If you're interested in a particular one about our different plural pronouns or different ways we can use that, please let me know. But I did want to talk about how we can use they, them as a pronoun to help us be more flexible and also more inclusive in our English usage. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I will see you very soon. Bye.